Minister, thank you so much for joining Bloomberg Television. The president also, speaking to reporters today, said he, quote, his hopes and expectations that there will be less intrusive action with the military around the hospital in Gaza City. He's talking about Al-Shifa. Do you agree with President Biden? Do you think the IDF could maintain that civilians are not being caught in the crossfires at this critical hospital?
Well, Anne-Marie, thank you for hosting me. Let's look at the wider picture a second. We're dealing with monsters of Hamas, ISIS, that just killed 1,400 Israelis, took 240 prisoners. They abducted children. I have a picture here of some of the children. Over 30 of them are less than 16 years old. We have no idea what's going on with them. We don't know if they're fed, if they're alive. We know nothing. Now, these savages decided they want to wipe out Israel. If they had the choice, they would do what they did to the 1,400 Israelis and the 239 hostages. They would do to all of Israel. This is how we're dealing with. Now, those monsters are hiding underneath the ground, under the hospital, because they know that we, like the Americans, care about people's lives. They know this is our weakness. They're using our weakness and hiding behind civilians. This is what we're talking about. And we want to make sure that we wipe out these monsters off the face of the earth. And it's challenging, but we are, and we know that America is on our side. And I want to thank the President Biden, for the huge support we've been receiving. On this point, we need to take those monsters off the face of the earth.
Minister Barkat, of course, we understand your view on that, but there are great concerns for Palestinian civilians who are living around what you call monsters. And I think Anne-Marie was trying to get to your posture on protecting civilians in that hospital or throughout Gaza.
We know. We gave them a corridor to go to the southern part of Gaza, where they have where they receive help from the international community. We've given them opportunities to go. The Hamas monsters, ISIS, don't let them go. The Hamas monsters went into Israel to kill, rape our women. They put the children, the baby, in the oven when it was alive. They beheaded people. They burned people alive. And they were proud of it. They were proud of it. They have all those videos that they're proud of what they do. Now, we will do everything we can to make sure that innocent civilians don't get killed. We like America, share the same values.
Understood. But that helps to answer the question, Minister, and we do appreciate that. We'd love to ask you as well and put a finer point on the debate that's happening here in Washington. I know that you're going to be headed for the nation's capital at some point soon, and lawmakers cannot seem to agree on how to package funding for Israel. It's been more of a procedural matter, as I'm sure you understand, and I'm wondering how much time there is here to get this done, what Israel needs, and how much time there is to deliver it before this becomes a detriment.
Well, there's a bipartisan support, and we acknowledge and we agree, and we're very thankful. We don't take it for granted, and we really want to thank the American people and the American leadership on the support. This is very meaningful for us. Take your time. The only thing we can do is make sure and that you understand that we have to wipe ISIS, Hamas off the map, and we will do it with minimal collateral damage. This is our values. We don't need to be told that. We know that ourselves. We're Jews, and we care about life, unlike our enemies that want death and destruction, not only for Israel, not only for Jews, for all non-Islamic jihadists. They want to wipe us off the map. We're in the same. We're fighting not only our war. This is a war of good against evil between the West and the jihadists that want to wipe us off the map. And it's headed everywhere your way. I mean, we're on the same line, everyone. The Europeans, the Americans, the Israelis, we're in the same line. We have to defeat Hamas. We have to defeat the regime in Iran that sponsors Hamas and Hezbollah in the north. And we'll do it together.
Minister, do you think Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu needs to answer for the security failures, though, that happened on October 7th?
We're not dealing with that right now. We're focusing on how to win the war. Naturally, after the war, we'll have those interrogations and we'll take responsibility. The government will take responsibility. But we're not focusing on that. We have to put all of our energy to defeat those monsters of Hamas.
Also, Prime Minister Netanyahu has pledged to create an economy under arms. You're the economic minister. What are the key elements of this approach? Is it going to be like COVID? Because we understand, obviously, Israel, one of their major factors of their growth is tourism, which cannot happen right now.
Well, we have 60% debt to GDP, which is one of the best in the world. COVID, we rose to 70% GDP, and within 2 years we went back to 60%, which is, again, we entered this war in really good macro conditions. Right now, we believe the debt would be anywhere between 2.5% to 3% GDP, which is something that we could bear. This does not include the help we're getting from the U.S. administration and the United States, which we're very thankful for combating the war, getting the right arms and ammunition. And I think that what you're going to see immediately after the war, you're going to see a boost of entrepreneurial, new startups, new innovation in Israel. That actually happens after every war. So I'm very, very optimistic that we will exit this war in a huge boost. This is time to invest in Israel. The people that are smart, this is time to start investing in Israel.